that the subjects of the first and second turnings are equally said to exist by way of their own nature or not exist by way of their own natures, whereas the third turning is considered literal because it's making fine distinctions when it talks about how concepts do not exist by their own nature, but dominated things and established reality do.
Oh, wow.
So can anyone give me the Tibetan for those two terms that make the distinction?
Ask the question again. What are you referring to again, Venerable?
Equally in fine distinctions. Yeah, and Lekparcheni.
Oh, Lekparcheni.
So we had this sutra called Unraveling the True Thought, and in there, Arya Ultimately Pure asked the Buddha, come on, you said one thing in one turning of the wheel and another thing in another turning of the wheel. So when were you being figurative? And how did the Buddha respond?
He said he was being figurative both times.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to listen to the class again. So we'll go on to the next one because that's not fun. So what does Arya Asanga say in a summary about the Buddha's intent when he was teaching the three lacks of an essential nature? He said that it depends on the disciple and nothing else.
Cool.
So I just made up this phrase and I have no idea if it's correct. Mepa she Jesu shena she. What does mepa mean when it follows shena?
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, or I'll tell you, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Kachiktu.
Nice.
Some?
Yeah, in some cases.
Mm.
Te tangter. That alone. So thank you.
Yay. They
So I'll
don't
have
care.
to share my translation.
Okay.
Attempt.
Oh, yay. Okay, here we go. In the red, right?
Yep.
Okay, Gana Shake Dole Chutachimani Mekasumani. And it is for these reasons. We can say that whenever some teacher. A day chair, Kanda Sheching Dole Chutachimani. Single discernment. It is for outside. The teaching is in the right. Okay, I have a sad thing to say, which is that it's perfect.
Oh,
No.
I hate to say it, Dr. Kramer. I don't see a single mistake. And it's a very difficult sentence. It's a really difficult sentence. So I don't know. Now I'm retiring, okay? I'm gonna buy.
No.
She must love you. She even started a paragraph with "and." Do you know what it took?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna buy a rocking chair. I'm gonna go to Flagstaff and buy a rocking chair now. Okay.
Well, only if I can come visit you.
Yeah, no, you can bring me, stuff. All right. Perfect. Unbelievable. I'm gonna do a headstand to celebrate. Yay. Yeah, it's a really difficult sentence too. It wasn't easy. Wow.
No, it wasn't easy.
Wow, that means you actually spent a lot of time on it, I'm guessing. So thank you for
Yep.
that. Good job. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. I would say $1,000. Okay.
Wow.
All right. That's two today. Okay. So Xiaoping, I don't know if Ellie's around. So,
Yes,
okay. Don't forget.
no problem.
Football is taking me to Moscow. I'm not, I mean, okay.
Yeah, that would just be a lunch at Moscato's.
Yeah, that's true. The way I eat.
No, no, no.
Okay,
It's the
good job. Good job. All right. This is a quotation that we finished last time. Then here's your famous $1,000 sentence. Oh my God. Nice job. Amazing job. And here we go. Here's a really hard one. Okay. And word, you want to check her? Okay.
Sure.
Share chingi dole. Suk tang suki deshin ni ne. Nam ken tang. Nam ken ki deshin ni ki. Warndre. Arndre. Hyang jarne ngo ni me par sung shing.
Good.
Yeah, good. It's a really hard sentence and it's misspelled. The crucial word is misspelled. And you know how long it took me to figure this out. Okay. Sherchengido. What's that mean?
The sutra on the perfection of wisdom? No.
Yeah, Prajnaparamita Sutras.
Okay.
Borobonomido, Jing.
Uh-huh.
They start with Suk and the Suki Deshini.
Form and
Yeah.
the isness of form. What?
Yeah, good. Yeah, the emptiness. You can say, yeah, the tattva, whatever. And they start with physical stuff and the emptiness of physical stuff. Ne means, and then they go on up to Namkin.
Wisdom.
Tamje Kyamba.
Omniscience.
Yeah, they go up to omniscience and the Deshenyi of omniscience.
And the emptiness of
Omniscience.
omniscience.
Good. So the sutras on the perfection of wisdom, which turning of the wheel?
This would be number 2.
Good. Second turning of the wheel. They start with physical stuff. They go all the way up to omniscience and they discuss those things and their emptiness. Okay. Well, actually, mainly their emptiness because the first turn of the wheel discussed the things. Okay. The 18 categories. Okay. And then here's a new word for you guys. Word. I love to give you new words. It's like feeding my cat or something. Dekang. Say Dekang, you guys.
Dekang.
Yeah. What's ring day mean for $20? Ring
In
day.
the same manner.
Yeah, follow the same pattern. So $10 each for Utpala and word. Okay. Yeah. And Dekang jar means they just attach the same pattern words. Okay. So they list all the stuff from physical matter up to omniscience, which is by the way, that's a standard way of saying everything in the universe. Okay. And then they add the same words to it, like, oh, this is empty, this is empty, this is empty, this is empty. They just have a long list of all the stuff in the universe. And each time they say something, they will add the word, oh, that's also empty, that's also empty. They'll just add the same formula, okay? Jarne, what's the formula they add? Ngoni mepa.
The lack of an essence.
Yeah, it has no essence of its own. And we are going to be talking about 3 kinds of lack of essence, right? In this school, in the mind only school. Okay.
Quality,
I took it as, yeah, Good. Yeah. Say it again.
Oh, quality, starting.
Yeah. Tenyi.
And ultimate
starting.
nature.
Nice. And we're going to be discussing that today. Okay. I took it as a personal challenge to try to find this statement, and I did.
Yay.
It's in the 10,000 lines Prajnaparamita. And here it is. Okay. They start with physical stuff, and then they say, here's the Drekang, and they add Deshini. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then they go to feelings, conceptions, other factors, awareness. And then they say the emptiness of those things. They add Deshini.
Uh-huh.
And then even the Buddha says, hey, you could just keep adding this word like this. Deshin Dijate. You could just keep going all the way up to Namba Tamje Kemba. Niki par, all the way up to that itself. Okay. The omniscient person said, you can add emptiness all the way up to omniscience. Okay. Which means you would say Napatamjeki Kemba Niki Deshenyi. You could talk about the about the real nature of the omniscience of a Buddha, and I can tell you, you'll never find it. Okay, so mimic means, remember we keep having these mimics, meaning disappear, isn't there, migmates away there, doesn't see living beings that's coming from their own side. Okay. There's the quotation. Yay.
Thank you.
Why does it say Sharadvatipu?
Because that's who he's talking to.
Who is Sharadvatipu?
Isn't
Isn't
that
another
Shariputra?
name.
It's Shariputra.
It's Shariputra. This is his full name. Sharadvatipu.
Tipu.
Sharadvatiputra. What's the Sharadvati mean word? I think you said.
His mom, right? Isn't his mom?
Yeah, it's his mother's name, and it means the Lady of Springtime.
Oh, the son of the Lady of Springtime.
Yeah, that's the real meaning of Shariputra. And Shariputra is an abbreviation of Sharadvatiputra. Okay, just for your guys' information. All right. Okay, here we go. Who's checking is, I'm sorry that, let's see. Dr. Campbell, do you want to check? Give him a hassle. Turn on your microphone and criticize her as much as you can.
Nyengen le te padang. De padang, de le kyang che chok tu. Kyo pa shik yun nang rang shin me par sung pa la.
Yeah, okay. And the sumba here means what this is saying, what this quotation from the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras is saying is that Nyangan ne depa is Rangshin Mepa.
Yeah, going beyond grief has no nature of its own.
Nice, perfect. Going beyond grief nirvana has no nature of its own. Okay. And even if there were
greater than that.
Good. Yeah. Even if there were something beyond that, it would also have no nature. Okay. He says that's what these lines are talking about. These lines are trying to express the thought that nirvana and Buddhahood themselves have no nature. And even if there was something higher than them, it wouldn't have any nature either. Okay.
So should I say then nirvana here instead of going beyond?
I would say nirvana.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going. And Dr. Campbell, can you keep checking her? Okay. I love this paragraph, by the way.
Hey, Nangna. Dundam machu. Oh, sorry. Is it still Dundam?
It is.
Dundam machu par kunzo. Pa shik rangshin me par tenpao shemawani kowoi sikdilat yi tenpa gangshik jinwa de ni yi ki wangpo rangshin tu mi ne part shepart ki shikche dokpe cho ngeo dokpe cho deo ngeo.
Yeah, I mean, these corrections were so difficult. But anyway, I never get credit. Okay, de nang na.
You can. I'll just send you the $1,000 because you corrected my text.
Yeah. De nang na dun dam chipar. Okay, among all the things described in this Perfection of Wisdom Sutra as not having any nature, okay? Which was how many things in the universe did he say didn't have a nature of their own?
Everything from form to omniscience.
Yeah, everything from pizzas to omniscience, okay? And that's a statement by whom?
Lord Buddha.
By Lord Buddha, that everything in the universe has no nature of its own. He added the same formula. He added the same words, don't have any nature of their own. He listed everything that exists in the universe from pizzas up to the Buddha's mind, okay? The Buddha listed everything up to the Buddha's mind, okay? And for you to say, Shemawa, okay, third line, for you to say, he should not have included here Dundam. He was only talking about Kunzop's not having a Rangshin. Okay, got it? Can you tell me that in English?
He was only talking about deceptive things.
Good. And
not having a self nature.
And he didn't mean to include ultimate things.
Ultimate things.
Okay, for you to say that, for you to Shemawani, for you guys to say that, anybody, here Koa means you guys is, anyone who trusts that statement from you guys, after the Buddha said everything has no self-nature, and then for you guys to say, oh, no, it's only deceptive objects that don't have a self-nature, okay? For you, anyone who believes what you're saying, Kangshik Chung what day, okay? Any person who would listen to what you just said, I would have to say, their Yiki Wambo is Rangshintu Minepa. It was one of the 8 qualities of a good food sharer in the Vinaya.
The power of their minds is just like, I don't know.
They're in their right mind.
Good. They are not in their right mind.
They're not in their right mind. Okay.
Okay. And Shepa Gishi means everybody should understand that this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Okay. Okay. He says, Kedubje is like, hey, everybody, I just want you to know one thing. If you believe this statement after reading that statement from the sutra, spoken by the person who knows everything, okay, and if you still believe these guys, your mind is Rangshin de Minepa.
Okay.
Yeah, you are not in your right mind. In fact, I sing this to the skies in a cry of pain. Okay. Dog means to dog, right? And Chong'e means Wah! Okay. It's very cool. It's very cool. You guys make me want to pull the rest of my hair out and cry out. Jesus.
So he's writing this text and he's starting off with, he had to go through the pain of talking about the listeners and what they think. And then he had to go through the pain of talking to us about what mind only thinks. And he just couldn't help himself. He had to interject and say, ah!
Yeah, he
Is
says,
that what he's doing here?
I'm so exhausted by telling you guys over and over, I just gotta cry out, sometimes you make me cry, you guys. If you still believe these guys after reading this sentence by Lord Buddha, then I don't know what to do. I don't know what I can do. Okay, it's a very chonge, by the way, is a word which is restricted to the sound that they make in the hell realms. Okay, you know, I got to give a hell realm scream at you guys. You know, you're driving me crazy. You're out of your mind. Okay, got it?
Well, yeah, I understand this, but I don't understand why he's saying this now. When he's going to be talking about mind
don't
only
know.
for pages and pages and pages.
He
and
probably
pages.
had some student burned his toast that day. I mean, you never know. Okay. All right. Then they almost, what do you call it? Anyway, the other guy comes back almost repentantly and says, okay, so gang, let's help her out.
Ona seningo ni me pala sopa gasungi dun
Sung.
kang shena.
Sung-ki.
Sungi dun kang shena.
What's that mean, Venerable Upala? If you can do that other sentence last night, you can do this one.
Well, you know, we don't have time. Well then, if you say something about the meaning of that,
Yeah.
meaning is not the meaning of having.
Khan means what
No,
is
those
what is-
three. Oh, the meaning. What is the meaning of
Yeah.
the three of not having a self nature and so on?
Yeah, not having a self nature.
Essence. Sorry, not having an essential nature and so on.
Yeah. No, what does it mean when you say no definitive nature, no nature of growing, and no nature of being ultimate? What do those three refer to? Okay. What's he gonna answer, by the way?
It's the three attributes.
Good. Yeah, the
Yeah.
three characteristics of the mind only school. He's gonna say, oh, so that's all. That's the rest of your class today. He's saying, oh, Tseni Ngoni Mepa means this. Kiewa Ngoni Mepa means this. Dun Dampa Ngoni Mepa means this. Okay, here we
Well,
go.
how can that be? And that's not a definition. That's like an equivalence.
It's a meaning.
You mean Tseni Ngoni Mepa?
Yeah.
The Tseni and Tseni
No,
Ngoni.
if we just say, oh, kuntaks are that, and
Yeah, I would say
Shenwangs
just
are that.
defining characteristic or something. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean definition here.
Right.
Yeah, it does not mean definition. In fact, yesterday we had a Rankitsini, which was very complicated.
Yeah, right.
Chikbu ngepo.
It's one, everything is just one thing.
Rankitsini. Objects of direct perception. Sorry, yeah. All objects of direct perception
Right.
Are one, are
which
only one.
which function are only Rankitsini, which turned out to be a long way of saying,
Rangten.
Changing.
yeah, Rangten. So obviously, Sen Ni in Rangten doesn't mean definition. It means the actual thing on the table, right?
The lakshana, the sign that triggers a perception in that school.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, keep going. And who was checking you on this? Was it Word? I don't remember.
it was Sugam.
Oh no, it was Sugeng. Let's keep going.
Ming
Sure.
gang dre shapat sam yin ki rangi tseni ki madrupe chair kuntak la tseni ngo ni me pa jala.
Yeah, and you should probably burn this into your mind if you're a mind-only school guy, which is Word. Okay, why is something called kuntak? Why do we call kuntak Tsenyingoni mepa? Why do we call imaginary things Tsenyingoni mepa? They have no definitive existence or something like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Why do we say that?
Wow.
Because they are Mingdande Shakpatsam.
Yeah.
They're merely names and labels.
Yeah, they're only established through names and labels rather than ki rangitseniki drup. Or rather, they rangitseniki madrup. They are not established
through their own definition.
through some definitive characteristic of their own. Okay, got it? Okay, so what makes something imaginary in the three characteristics of the mind-only school? It doesn't have its own nature. Okay, it's just something created by words. Okay, now that's a lot different from what?
Being created by causes.
It's a lot different from what Mingde Shaktsam means in
Middle way.
yeah, in the higher middle way, right? The words are the same, just established through names and terms, right? And terms here means
Thoughts.
Mental projection.
mental images. Okay, so it's totally different in this school.
Opening and silver coming out of it.
Yeah. Okay. So you got to be sensitive to the difference in these two schools. Okay. Now I wanted to clarify something. Who can give me an example of a kuntar?
Democracy.
Democracy in which country?
Any.
Person's name is pretty common.
Yeah. And what about democracy in the United States in 2020?
Not the best.
Yeah, that's just a lie, which would be probably a kuntak.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, I want you to be sensitive to the fact, I think I can say, I'm trying to think if I'll get in trouble or not. There's two kinds of kuntaks.
There is two kinds of kuntaks, Genla.
Yeah, one of them,
is complete fabrications, and one of them are labels
good.
that you name
Yeah,
things.
yeah. So two-headed elephant is kuntak, but doesn't really exist. And then, other mental constructs, there are mental constructs which do exist. Okay, got it? So they're both things made up in your mind by words. Some of them exist and some of them don't exist. Some of what I'm saying is kuntaks can be gakja or not. Okay, kuntaks can be the gakja or not. Okay, you can kind of say kuntak is the husband who's not my fault. That's kuntak. Okay.
So why do you say
But
you kind of
also-
say that?
Well, I'm just saying, but also things that you imagine, like a plan for your cafe to open in the next 10 years, is also kuntak. Okay.
Right.
All right. I'm just saying, okay. All right.
I had to turn off my video.
Generally-
my internet is very unstable. And I
Okay.
may be
Generally-
dropping out.
Okay. Generally, when you talk about an equation, you're taking Shenwang, the husband who's coming from you, and you are subtracting Kuntak, which is the husband who's not coming from you. And you reach some kind of emptiness, which is the fact that there's no husband in the kitchen who's not your fault. Okay. Generally, that's the formula. Okay. All right. So we covered the first kind of known nature of having its own qualities. Okay. Now, the second nature was known nature of starting. Let's read that one, 143. Xiaoping wants to check you. I can tell.
Okay.
You can shen la rak le ne ke ge ki rangi ngo ni le ke pam rangi dak ni le ke wa dak ni le ke wa me pe shir shen wang la ke wa ngo ni me pa she ja xing
Good.
Okay.
The second ngoni mepa the second way of having no nature, which is called having no nature of
starting.
starting, that refers to shenwangs.
That refers to dominated things.
Good. Cause and effect things. Okay. Why? Because things don't start rangingoni.
Things don't start through their own essence.
Because they have to start by rak lepaing on other gyus and gens.
By depending on other
Good.
causes and conditions.
Good. Okay. And because they cannot grow from ranki dagni,
Themselves.
good, we call them shenwang, and that's what we're referring to. Changing things, cause things, when we talk about no nature of starting. Okay, so we've knocked out two no natures. No nature of having any definitive quality of its own, no nature of starting. What's left? Here we go.
Dindam pa yang lin la dak ni ki ngo me pa yang yin pe cheer yang drup la dindam pa ngo ni me pa she jiao.
Yeah, and I want to point out something to you here. And it's really important to understand the three qualities of the mind-only school. When we discussed Kuntak, things were missing some characteristic of the quality of their own. Senyi, okay? Things were missing some quality of their own, okay? When we talked about Shenwang, things were missing some kind of starting on their own, okay?
Yes.
And so it's tempting to think that when we talk about the third one, they should be missing the Dampa. Because the first two are like that. Okay? Got it? You okay?
I understand your words.
Okay, I'll say it again. When you say,
No, I get it. We're
yeah, when you say things are just
saying that, and they're the same words down here, so the same words mean something different down here. That's what you're saying, right?
yeah, when you say things are just constructs, you're saying they don't have any real nature of their own. When you say things are under the power of other things, you're saying they don't start on their own. But when you say den dam, you are making a positive statement. When I talk about the third lack of a nature, ngonyi mepa, I'm talking about things yin den dam.
Oh, they have.
They are ultimate.
Ultimate.
They are
Yeah, they are ultimate, but they don't have a nature of the two kinds of self-existence, things and people, right? People and things. They don't have that nature. Okay. So when we talk about Yongdrup and we say dun dam ngoni mepa, we don't mean dun dam is missing. We're talking about something which is dun dam, but doesn't have a nature of its own. Okay. Yeah, very confusing. Okay. Very confusing.
So established
Really?
reality is ultimate, but it does not have an essential nature.
Yeah, good. Okay. And you got to remember that. Otherwise, the three ngonyis don't make sense. It's difficult. Okay. All right. Ngonyi mepa, sorry. Now he's just going to prove what he said by using the Sandinir Mochana Sutra. Okay. He's just going to give you the relevant statements from the sutra to back up what he said about the three lacks of a nature. Okay, here we go. Chinzam, Chinzam, nice.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful there. It's what? Why is it? Is that just pollution in New York, or why does it look rosy in the back?
That's a background, and
It's not. It's not evening yet.
no, it's just a cloudy day, actually.
Okay. Here we go.
Detar yang gong pa ngendra le, de la chunam kitseni ngo ni me pa kang shena, kuntakpe senikang yinpao.
Yeah, what do we mean when we
Nice.
say things have no nature of having their own qualities? We mean, then we're referring to kuntaks.
Right.
Okay, then we're referring to kuntaks. Okay, constructs. Okay. Keep going. Chinzom is still checking. Yay.
Te chi chier shina. Di tar te ni ming dang dre shakpe senik yin ki. Rangit senik ki nampar nepa ni mayimpe. De chier te ni seni ngo ni mepa ni che jao shedang.
Yeah. So why do we say it's constructs that don't have a nature of their a characteristic nature of their own? Well, they do have a nature, but it's a nature of being established. They do have seni, okay? They do have seni. They do have a characteristic nature in the sense of just being made up with mings and das. Okay, they do have I'm not saying they don't have a nature, they do have a nature. Well, what nature do they have? They're just made up with words and ideas, okay? But why did you say they didn't have a nature? Well, I'm saying they don't have a nature of existing through some nature of their own. That nature they don't have. They do have a nature. I mean, it's not like they're zero. They do have some nature. Well, what nature do they have? They have a nature of just existing through names and labels, okay? So we call them senyingoni mepa. We call them not having any nature, but we don't mean they don't have any nature at all. They have a nature that they're just made up with words, but they don't exist through some nature of their own, okay? Got it? Who's talking?
Buddha.
So
Lord Buddha. Who's he talking to?
Sundang
Martha,
Pak,
Sabo,
Sundang Yang Dang Pak.
Udgata.
Yeah, good.
Um,
Utpala, we're losing you. You sound like you're in a spaceship or something.
he's talking to the Aryan name pure.
Now you sound
I don't know
just like Sugang when he's really sleepy.
if, yeah.
Okay, here we go. I think we got you back. Okay, we
Sorry about
finished
that.
Kuntaks. We finished Kuntaks.
So you're saying this one
let's
is
go.
that it's not I thought I heard you saying that it's not a step. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm on my phone and.
Oh, what's unusual about this?
Oh,
What's unusual about this section? What you have to remember when you translate this section is Buddha says, look, they do have a tsenyi. They do have a quality. I'm not saying they don't have a quality. When I say they have no quality, I don't mean they have no quality. Okay? They have a quality that they are just made up, but they don't have a quality that's not just made up. Okay? That's all. Okay.
Nampar Nepa?
I'm sorry, which one?
Nampar Nepa?
Oh, they exist, true. They really exist. Or they super exist. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're on to the second characteristic. Utpal, I hope you can read, and Sugeng wants to check you. He looks like that.
Sure.
Chinam ki kewa no me pan yi kang shina. Chinam ki shenki wonki seni kang yin pao. Ne chi chi shina. Ni tar de ni kin shen ki to ki jung wa yin ki. Dak ni ki ma yin pe. De chi de ni kewa no ni me pan ni che jao shedang.
Okay, what's it mean when you say that things don't have a nature of starting? Okay, So who's asking the question? Buddha. What did I mean when I said things didn't have a nature of starting? I meant I was talking about the characteristic of things that we call shenwang. Okay, dominated or something like that. Okay, I was talking about that. Oh, why? Oh, you want to know why? Okay, because these are things which occur through the power of something else, not through their own power. They occur through the power of something else. What's that something else? Ken.
Some other factor.
Yeah, any other factor. Okay, but they never occur. Dak ni ki.
Through their own nature.
Yeah, through some nature of their own. That's why we. That's why we say. Whoa.
She might be
You're
sitting in a
breaking up
bathtub
on
of
it.
sesame butter.
Oh, Nick accuses you of sitting in a bathtub full of sesame butter and dropping it. Okay. And that's why they don't have any nature starting. Yay. Okay. Now we're expecting yeah, Youngdu. Here comes Youngdu. Okay. Kat's driving, so I'm not gonna ask her. Dr. Campbell, you want to do it
I'm
again?
not driving anymore.
Oh, well, I
I'm
think
not
I
driving anymore.
recognize the area around Safford. Am I right?
I just landed back at Diamond Mountain. It is so
Oh,
dreamy.
okay.
Shenyang Chunam Yang Sudrupit Seni Kang Yin Pa Te Yang Dun Dam Pa Ngo Ni Me Pa Ni Che Jao De Chi Chier Shina Dun Nam Yang Dak Pak Chunam Ki Chu Dak Me Pa Kang Yin Pa Te Ni Te Dak Ngo Ni Me Pa Ni Che Ja Te De Ni Dun Dam Pa Yin La Dun Dam Pa Ni chamche ki ngo ni me pani ki rap tu chewa yimpe de cheer dun dun pa ngo ni me pani che chao she sung peso.
Beautiful,
All
beautiful.
right. Okay. Then the Buddha asks a rhetorical question. Okay. What do you think it means, this Yongdu? Okay. What do we call that? What do we call it now? I don't remember.
We're calling it
Totality?
established reality.
Totality, the outcome.
I like totality, but we'll decide later. Okay, what does it mean, this totality or established reality, whatever you want to call it? Oh, that's referring to the third kind of no self nature. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's ultimate no self nature. Okay. By the way, the no doesn't apply to the
I'm sorry, the what?
the no in no self nature in this third one doesn't
Oh,
apply.
it doesn't to the dun dampa.
Yeah, to the ultimate. It is ultimate and it has no nature. Okay, good. You shouldn't say not ultimate because
Tesla,
it
can I
is
ask you
ultimate. Okay, good. Yeah.
Guys, let him.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
When we come up with a translation,
For
when we come up with a
900
translation
for
for the three
900 of
characters-
your $1,000.
Oh man.
I'm
It's
just
worse.
kidding. I'm
It's
just
gonna be worse.
kidding. Okay.
When we come up with translations for things like Yeongdrup or the three characteristics, do we need to try to correlate them across all our books because they occur so frequently and because we're a series? Or can we each have our own version? Or do you have a vision for that?
No, the dictator is going to choose one word and everyone's going to use it. Okay? The
Okay,
dictator.
yeah.
That's just, otherwise I don't want to be involved with it because I don't want, I want all the books to be consistent with each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Good,
but
good.
the
Okay,
dictator
cool.
will
Yeah,
decide,
that's what I
don't
was
worry.
hoping.
That's what I get paid
Good.
for, actually. And you help me get paid,
Absolutely.
by the way. Okay. All right, here we go. So anyway, let's say Yeongdrup for today. What is Yeongdrup? it's the ultimate thing which has no nature. Okay. Well, why do you say that? Chichishina. Oh, Dundam Yanda Pa. Oh, Mr. Amazing. That thing which is the Chucky Dogme, what's that, Utpala?
That thing which has no self.
The lack of self to things,
Oh,
which relates to all these things. That's what I'm calling no nature, okay? And that happens to be Dundampa.
that's what I'm calling no mepa, and that's what I'm calling dindampa.
Good. What is Dundampa? Oh, it's now the word here that you guys need is Raptu Chewa. It's difficult. I think Word might have it. I don't know.
Discriminate, right? Completely divide, distinguish.
Yeah, distinguished. You can say distinguished by, okay? So what distinguishes ultimate from everything else is that it is Ngoni Mepa. Okay? It's the fact that things don't have a nature of their own. That's what distinguishes. That's why this third one is positive rather than negative, right? Chicha, that's why I called it Dundampa Ngoni Mepa. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you think you have trouble translating these words or choosing a universal translation, just imagine the difficulty the Buddha had to name these things. Okay. Oh, this is the ultimate no self nature. Okay. Don't forget ultimate no self nature. Okay. But it means ultimate, yes. Okay. All right. Do we have time? Are we okay?
We have 6 minutes.
Yay, let's go. Utpala reading. And I don't know, Kat, you look so good with that hat on. By the way, everyone should have a hat like that if you're at Diamond Mountain. Your
Dindampa.
microphone's off, Kat. Wait, Kat's gonna check your reading. Your
Okay.
microphone, yeah. Okay, here you
Gotcha.
go. Please correct.
dindampa no mepa joksu ni pa
Okay.
shikkyang katselpani. Shenwang la dindampa no mepa she sung pate. De yang chukidak me ngun sun du tokpe pakpe yeshe de kang la
Okay.
mikne. He corrected it with de. Kang la mikne gom na dripa nampar dakpan your way mikpe no ar mepe cheer dampang o ni mepa she sungpa
Okay. Okay, good. This is a tough,
That's so fast.
yeah, this is a tough sentence. By the way, it does look green there, Kat. Very unusual, right? Have you had rainstorms? I guess so.
We've had more rainfall this month than the whole normal year rainfall,
Yay.
which we haven't had for 10 years. The most in 10 years.
Yeah, us too. The monsoon came back. Okay. By the way, there's a second way you can talk about Dindabangoni Mipa. There's a second way that you can talk about the third lack of self-nature. Okay. And Kedubje is saying, you can think of this another way also. Katsalpani, and he did describe it. I don't think this is a direct quotation. Okay, I couldn't find it. But he made it sound like a direct quotation. So anyway, when you talk about the fact that changing things don't have any ultimate nature, okay? Changing things, when you talk about the lack of ultimate nature with regard to changing things, okay? And then you talk about the Pakpe Yeshe, what's that, Utbala?
The wisdom of an Arya.
Yeah, which Munsum to Topas.
Which directly sees reality, directly
Yeah.
realizes lack of self-nature to things.
Nice, yeah. By the way, that's not the first emptiness they see. But anyway, okay. Pape Yeshide, Kanra Mikne, what do they have to look at? What do they have to look at? And what do they have to gom
Get familiar with
in order to talk about all their jutbas?
in order to smash all their obstacles.
Good. And this is a famous, what I really meant sutra method, alternate method of describing the third kind of emptiness here, the emptiness which is ultimate, okay? And this is a very, very famous concept from the mind-only school, from this sutra. This is the following concept, okay? If you look at something, if you see something, and it stops all your obstacles in your mind, that's emptiness. That's the ultimate, okay? So, hey, I saw something. Okay. Do you think it was ultimate? Well, I'll check, okay? Okay, what? Do you have any kind of obstacles left in your life? No. Okay, then what you saw was ultimate. All right. So it's actually the definition from the sutra of ultimate. It doesn't mean highest reality. It means the reality that if you see it, you wipe out your negativities, all of them, forever. Isn't that an interesting definition of ultimate? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very famous for this school. Okay, what's ultimate mean? Ultimate means, look, if you see it directly, your mind is fixed. Okay, all right, your mind becomes pure. All right, good. I mean, eventually, right? Okay.
Oh, not at that moment. So
No.
how can it be ultimate then?
Well, it's getting there.
1 minute left, Joshua.
And there's some difficult syntactical stuff in the last 3 lines here. You could read
Yeah, I
it the wrong
kind of
way.
noticed.
If you distribute things the wrong way, you're going to get in trouble here. So I'm just advising you to pause and then continue. Okay.
So meaning
Yeah.
that the mikpahs what distributes, or what do you mean by mikpahs here?
Well, there's a difficulty here, and I'll tell it to you. Okay, you ready?
Okay, yes, thank you.
Next to the last line, it says "ngor mepa."
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you should not read it. You should not read it as the following. It doesn't have a nature of when you focus on it, it cleans up all your negativities. Got it? You shouldn't read it that way. I'll say it again. Normally, you just go straight backwards in syntax order.
Right. Uh-huh.
But here it would be a big error. Okay.
Okay.
You cannot say that line, the third line from the bottom,
Uh-huh.
modifies the second line from the bottom,
Okay.
or you're in big trouble. You will be in big trouble. Okay.
Okay.
You can't say it has no nature of being the thing that when you look at it, you remove all your obstacles. That, you see, the apostrophe I on mikbeh at the end of the third line from the bottom,
Uh-huh.
it is not an apostrophe S to modifying or mepa. Okay, which is what normally that, it's like apostrophe S, right? John's book.
Right.
Okay, but you'll get in big trouble if you say it has no nature of being the thing that when you look at it, you get fixed. You're in trouble. Okay,
Right.
you gotta.
So in
Okay,
other
I'm
words,
just warning you.
This last phrase stands on its own, or may pay cheer.
Yeah, it almost stands on its own. Yeah.
And then what would be the purpose of the instrumental there if it's not an instrumental after mikpah?
Oh, the genitive, right?
Or sorry,
Yeah.
genitive.
It modifies dampa. Okay, it
Okay,
modifies
okay.
dampa and not ngor mepa. Okay, and it's very difficult. It's a very, very difficult thing. Okay, it could be easily misread. Okay. All right. Anyway, the gist of this sentence is, when I got to the third lack of an essence, what I meant was, it is ultimate. And if you ask me, why is it ultimate? I say, if you can see it directly, your mind gets fixed. Yeah, okay. That's all. That's all.
Okay, and
are we
then,
out
so
of
what is,
time
what do
to
the
dis-
last three lines mean then? Or the last two lines mean?
Oh, Kangla Mikne Gomna. If you look at it, if you see it and meditate on it, okay, Kangla Mikne Gomna, that thing which, comma, if you see it and then meditate on it, removes all of your obstacles, okay? Mikpe Dampa is the highest of all things. It's the highest of all perceptions, okay? What's that? Oh, it's called Nora Mepa, okay? No self-nature, okay? So you gotta be careful here, okay? It's what is,
Oh,
what
because
is,
it is lower Mepa. Is that like what it is? What it's saying? The cheer there,
Uh,
the page here?
it's Ngom.
Yeah.
Ngor Mepa means Ngoni Mepa, but the thing before it is Dundam. And in the third Ngoni Mepa, we are not refusing something, we are asserting something. Okay. We're not saying no birth. We're not saying no characteristic nature. We are saying it is Dundam.
Right.
It's the lack of an essence, which is ultimate. Okay. And that's all he's saying. He's saying, please, please don't say for the third one, it's the lack of being ultimate. Okay.
Right.
He's saying, don't never make the mistake that for the third one, you cancel the first word. Oh, it's not ultimate. Just like the second one was no birth, no starting.
Right.
And the first one was no characteristics. Well, the third one should be no ultimate. And he says, no. The third one is meant to be positive. Okay.
Okay.
And it's positive in this way. You say, Dun Dampangoni Mepa means it is the lack of an essence, which is ultimate. Okay.
Right.
And then he anticipates the question. Well, now look, the first two, you canceled something. Now you got to the third one and you're saying something that is there. It's ultimate. What do you mean it's ultimate? And he says, listen, to me, ultimate means if you see it directly and you sit with it, mikne gom, okay? If you see it directly and sit with that, then you're gonna remove all obstacles from your mind, okay? And that's what the word ultimate means in Buddhism, okay? It's not that it's the highest reality. It's that it's the highest effective reality, most highly effective reality. Got it? Highest reality in Buddhism means most effective reality to remove your negativities. It's very beautiful, okay? It doesn't mean it's the highest kind of reality. It means it's the best one for fixing your mind. That's what ultimate reality means. That's what makes ultimate reality ultimate. It's the best fix for your problems. Okay, mental problems. Yay. It's a very interesting idea. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Stopped here. What's the day? 8/16?
16.
Okay. Have some nice Japanese sashimi.
Yes, Sashio.
I'll see you guys this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you so much, everybody.
Hey.
That was awesome.
Okay, I think
If you guys want to do some yoga.
Amelie said, yay.